Okay, by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to start frameworking, crafting guitar leads. You're not going to sound average. Let's not take average as a negative term. Let's just take it as we want to be the best version of ourselves, okay? So this right here is G major, just on the E, A, D strings. You need to notice that. A, Dorian, B Phrygian, okay? Now I did a video, I'll link at the end, where I broke these down one by one. These are modes. Major mode, 1 chord, G major. Dorian minor, 2 mode, 2 chord, 2nd mode. 3rd mode, 3rd chord, minor, B Phrygian. Now, you're gonna get a backing track in here. 32 bars, drums, bass, and a nice, easy to play with tempo. And you're gonna focus on sounding like you, okay? You're gonna play over the chord changes. I'm gonna tell you what I do, I'm gonna demonstrate, cut you loose. Grab everything that's linked below. The jam track, drums, bass, some backing guitars. You're gonna solo over it, you're gonna create parts, you're gonna get ear training, you're gonna grab this chart, and you're gonna use this as your guide. Now, don't be afraid of modes, because look, on the top left, I have to give you some theory. G major has 1 sharp, F sharp, okay? Now, if you look at A Dorian, you start an A, okay? It has 1 sharp, F sharp, there it is. B Phrygian, there's your sharp right there. The Dorian and Phrygian are just a rearranged major scale. So just think of modes as moods. I don't know, I feel like, man, people get so confused. So you're gonna target certain notes as the chord progression advances. So here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna get 2 bars of G, 2 bars of A minor, 2 bars of B minor. We walk back down, 2 more bars of A minor, so that's 8. It's gonna start over. So here's what I do in the first 8 bars, and you should try this too. Now again, I'm giving you a framework. I'm me, you're you. You're going to sound like you, and I'm going to sound like me, and that's ultimately what we want. So when you're playing the first 8 bars, I highly suggest you do this. I actually play the triads, 3-note chords. Now if you notice, G, B, and high E are X'd out. We're purposefully limiting ourselves in order to be as creative as possible. We're not doing all the way to the high E string. We could, but we're gonna get as creative as we can. We'll get to that later. We'll build that out. So what I do is I go triad, G, B, see right here, root, G, the green G, 3rd fret, E string, B, green B, 2nd fret, A string, and then I do the open D, okay, G, B, D, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5. Now, you gotta realize too, the open strings are part of the key. That's the beauty of G. That's why we write songs in certain keys. You gotta think ahead like that. That's why you wanna know your theory. So I go G, B, D, I do arpeggiate the triad, okay? I think I might even do like a triplet feel. You mess with it how you want. Rhythm is king always, okay? Then I go to this A minor triad. Now this is a crazy hard shape. Same strings. A, that orange A, 5th fret, root. C, 3rd fret, A string, minor 3rd. There's your 5th, that green E on the 2nd fret, A, C, E, A, C, E. So you're gonna arpeggiate over the chord changes. It's almost like, think like a songwriter. Always, every single thing you do from now on the guitars, you're creating a part, whether it's 1 second long, 30, whatever, and catalog it. So you're gonna go, so it goes, then here's the beauty, shapes. That's why you gotta know triads, and I'll link a video. I made all the major and minor triads. I've gotta finish the minor triad place, but you'll get it. Look, I just got, now same thing. C, B, D, F sharp, green, red B, root, 9th fret, 7th fret, D right there, on the A string, on the 5th fret, B, D, their minor 3rd interval, D to F sharp, see that orange F sharp on the D string on the 4th fret, B, D. So you'll see, do this over the chord progression. To the minor triad, to the B minor triad, walk back down A minor triad. Okay, and then when you get to the second 8 bars, then I do this, so you're gonna get it, and then you're gonna grab the jam track below and you're gonna have a blast, okay? Because you gotta have fun. If you're not having fun, you're not gonna do this. The people that are gonna stay average have already left this video, but if you're still here, hit that like button. Okay. Then in the second 8 bars, then I start to play over the chord progression. I start to just kind of improv. But what I do is I stay in G major while G is being played. So I go. Okay? Then when an A minor comes, I stay in A Dorian. And then when B Phrygian comes, I stay in B Phrygian. I think I did like a triplet thing going. Okay, here's the only time you can cheat a little bit. Now you see I told you we're Xing out the G, B, and high E strings, which is true. However, another light bulb moment is you gotta throw octaves when you're playing. They sound amazing. They're a big staple of my playing, probably because of who I was influenced by from my favorite guitar players of the 90s. But when I'm on, here's a perfect example. I think I actually do this little riff or lead part in the jam track. Just watch for it. See this B where I'm fretting with my first finger on the 9th fret on the D string? I go B, I grab the octave with my pinky on the B string, and on the 12th fret that just happens to be a B, I go, and then I just play a little lick out of the red dots, the red notes, which are Phrygian. I go, so octave, something like that. I can't remember. Again, when you get the backing track, okay? And then I also probably do some little walking down using like, probably go like C, B, A, G, F sharp, E, and then back into the G chord. Again, get your ear training. Then the next 8 bars, you could go wherever you want. Now, I think I go up. You gotta have these dots connected in your brain too. If I'm playing G and B right here, what happens if I go all the way up here to the 15th and the 14th fret? That's G and B again, an octave higher on the same strings, right? So it... And then I probably go in, you got Dorian right here, and Phrygian. Although I run out of frets on this guitar. I can't get that G and high C up here. But again, this is where you start to get really musical. Your musicality grows. So now, you hear when people say, how do you solo over chord changes? Well, you could use the triads to do it. Now you're just using these modes on the E, A, D string. And yeah, we're going to connect the other strings, but we got to build the foundation of your musical house. So after you watch me in my jam track and you practice to the jam track, one of your ultimate things to be able to do is to sit here by yourself and rhythmically go between the chords and the notes in these scales, okay? So watch, G, minor, minor, so you see your goal is to get is rhythmic and full. You gotta flow like the jellyfish, man. Flow like the jellyfish, all right? So, you get this? Listen, I just want you to reach your peak. We all have different peaks. There's really no reaching the peak in music. It doesn't exist. We're never going to know everything, so just keep learning as much as you can. Always have fun. Just trust me. Grab the jam track. Watch what I do. In fact, you can't really see it off camera. I'm going to try and play that Les Paul special because it has a wraparound tail piece, so it's a little harder to intonate, gets a little wonky, but it's kind of a challenge. So really, do little things like stay in one note and bend it a little bit over the backing track and see how it all fits in the musical picture. Because in the end, you're a songwriter. You're writing little mini songs. You're writing, it all builds on top. But the coolest part about this, honestly, is you're just gonna have so much fun. So again, burn all these patterns in your brain. Don't be afraid to use those open strings because they are part of the key. That's where you can cheat a little bit. You can use the E, A, G strings. Oh, I cheated. I used the wrong note. That happens. All right, here's me in the jam track, and then we're going to wrap it up. Check it out. Okay, so you saw what I did there. You've got that same track with my little solo taken out of there. I want you to craft your own solos. Be intentional. If you see something, if you hear something that you like, it perks up your ears or makes you feel a certain way, put that in your catalog. Like, I love that. I think I played that little lick in there. You're creating little licks, and then you can weave around those. You're creating like solos on the next level. This is how it starts. You're going to learn to solo over chord progressions. You're not going to get stuck vertically in one box anymore. Those days are done for you, all right? So, grab the ebook, grab the jam chart, hit the like button. You know what are the buttons to hit. Go back, watch the playlist somewhere over here on Triads. You know, keep connecting the dots. Keep having light bulb moments. Don't stop, because only you can stop you. Drop jellyfish or your favorite sea creature in the comments and where you're watching from, okay? Here's your trivia question. It's in this chart. What 3 notes do we need to use to make a 1-3-5 B minor triad on the E, A, D strings? Okay, you can use the chart. Drop your answer in the comments. I will see you in the next video. We'll keep this thing rolling. Peace.